Hey ladies, it's Heavenly Graphics here, and it is Friday, and I am here with a DIY or tutorial, if that's what you want to call it. I've noticed that a lot of ladies are purchasing the liquid latex to go around your cuticles and your nails to, help with easy cleanup for water marbling or stamping or, whatever you choose to use it for. Okay, so I've seen it come in just a few colors. I've seen clear, I've seen blue, and I've seen green. And I mean, the jar that you get is okay for the price and what you're using it for. It's $10.99 on Amazon for a big jar, and I mean, that's cool, but what if you get tired of looking at that one particular color? I've seen someone, there's one lady whose video I saw. She used alcohol inks to color her liquid latex. I think she had white or clear liquid latex, and she used the alcohol inks to tint it, to color it, which is cool. I mean, that's okay, but I have a few things in my house already that I use regularly to take the place of liquid latex, and I can make as many colors as I want. So I decided to do that. So here is a blue one that I made. It is a bright fluorescent blue, and it is in an airtight container. I don't know if you can see that. Not only does it cover the outside, but it does go in on the inside of the container as well. And it's blue. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous blue, and it doesn't stain the nail at all, or stain the nail. It doesn't stain the skin at all. And guess what this is? Elmer's glue. That's it. It's Elmer's glue and a little bit of water. And then to color it, I just used pigment. This one is a fluorescent purple. The one that's in here is fluorescent blue from Solar Color Dust. That's it. So this here, this whole tube is what's in this jar. And just a few drops of water, and then a couple scoops of the pigment, depending on what color you actually want. This tube came in a pack of 4 from Dollar Tree. These containers came in a pack of 6 from Dollar Tree. The pigments I already had for coloring my acrylic from Solar Color Dust. Okay? Now, this one is the first one that I made just to test it out. I put it in a Wet n Wild jar, and it works. But unfortunately, the bristles on the brush had hardened instantly because they were synthetic plastic. So they hardened instantly. So I just took them out, and I just kept it in here. And I'll use a paintbrush to apply it. But it's the same way. It's just a bright pink one. So I'm going to show you 2 different ways to make this, because you can use 2 different things. You can use white Elmer's glue, and you can also use the tacky glue. Okay? This one I find dries a whole lot faster without adding water than the actual Elmer's glue. So it just depends on how impatient you are as far as it drying. Okay? So let's get started with the materials. So of course you're going to need either one of these, either your tacky glue, which I got from Walmart, or your white Elmer's glue, which you can find anywhere. I just have a cup of water. You're not going to need that much, but I just have it next to me. An orange wood stick for mixing, because I'm going to be using the containers instead of the jar. A brush for applying, your little containers. And today I'm going to be making 2 different colors. I'm going to do one with the tacky glue and one with the Elmer's glue, just so you can see the difference in consistency. And then I have 2 different color pigments. I have the fluorescent purple and a fluorescent green, just because I want to be different. And then of course a napkin. Okay, so in the first one, I'm just going to take my glue pen here, and it just has a little tip that you squeeze, and I'm just going to squeeze this whole thing in here. And again, you don't have to add water. I do, just because I like I don't know, I like the consistency of the Elmer's glue once you add water, because it's already kind of runny. So I figured, I mean, it's not as thick as the tacky glue is what I'm trying to say. So I just add water to make it a little more fluid. Okay, so that is, you can see it gets not very much, but I mean, for one color, that's perfectly fine for me. So that's the one tube, or you can add more. So I'm going to make this one green. So I'm just going to add my pigment in here. And again, it's just all a matter of the actual color that you want. Just a little bit more. Okay, so that's the pigment, and I'm just going to give it a stir. Look at that, it's so slimy looking. And you want to make sure you're scraping the sides as you stir to get it all incorporated. Who use Zofran for nausea or morning sickness while pregnant since the early 1990s. If you had a baby born with heart defects, cleft palate, or cleft lip, you may be entitled to money damages. The FDA never approved Zofran for use in pregnant women. If you had a child born with heart defects, cleft palate, or cleft lip, okay, you just want to make sure that you get the pigment evenly distributed and broken up so that there's not specks of it. I mean, I guess if it doesn't matter to you, then you don't have to. You just want to get it, all the glue colored. But me, I'm a little OCD, so it has to be evenly distributed like that. And that is it. I'm just scraping my orange wood stick off. I'm gonna set that on my napkin, and there it is. So it's green. Now I'm going to show you the consistency of this as is before, oh, I have pigment on my fingers, before we add the water. And that's what it looks like. I'm going to apply it to my, oh no, you want to go in. I'm going to apply it to my finger. And of course, because I am not polishing my nails, I don't care if I get it on my nails. Oops. So that is just a thin layer. And again, it's glue. It'll take a couple seconds for it to dry. And the thinner you apply it, the quicker it will dry. Me personally, I'm one of those people where if I add color to something, of course I want to see the color, so I just make it a little bit thicker. And that also makes it a little easier to remove if it's a little bit thicker. Okay, so there it is. Oops. There it is, the lime green one. I'm just going to clean off my brush a little bit here to get ready for the next one. Okay, so that's the green one. And again, it's in, if you can see the lid, there's a rim that goes on the inside of the jar, and then this outer part goes on the outside, so it is airtight. You just snap the lid on, and that's without water. Okay, so again, you can add water if you like. I'm going to add just a few drops. So I just have my dropper, and oh, you can't see me. So I just have my dropper, and I'm just gonna add just a few drops just to change it just a little bit, and that is enough for me. So now I'm just going to stir it, and that is the consistency that I want. I want it to look like frosting, not gum. As you can see, that is it. Okay, so now we're going to try out I'm going to show you the consistency of that one. And I'm just going to go, oops, I touched it. I'm just going to go in this area of my finger, just so you can see. It's a little more easy to spread evenly. That's the reason why I added the water. So depending on what I'm doing, I can make it as thin or as thick as I want, and it not be a hassle. Okay? So that is the green one, and it's a pretty slime color green. Cleaning my brush again. Okay, so let's put the top on that while this dries, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how easily it removes after we do this next one. Okay, so this next one that I'm going to be doing is with the tacky glue. Now, this particular one, I'm going to, let's get the glue down to the bottom first. Okay, so I'm just going to squeeze it in here, and this will take a minute. I will fast forward this process. Okay, so I have half a jar of the tacky glue. You just saw me put it in there. Let me back up some. Okay, so that's half the jar. Now we're gonna add our pigment, and again, in this one I am not gonna add water, just because I like how thick it is. I wish I could get the Elmer's glue to be that thick, but I mean, for what I'm using it for, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to get another orange wood stick. And of course I have pigment all over my fingers because I just opened this. So I have purple pigment everywhere. And I'm just going to add my pigment. Again, you can do as much or as little. This one, I really want it to be a bright fluorescent purple, so I'm gonna put quite a bit in there. Okay, so let's test that out. As you can see, it is extremely thick.
We're like best hip-hop dancers down south, like hands down. It's like she called us in here and she knew what we were capable of doing. So somebody might cry, somebody might just get so angry that they tell their mom whatever, but they don't care. It's not what here for.
I've been trying to get some of you to be more aggressive. Tim and Jabari are going to bring that aggression to the floor.
Okay, so this one, because it's the tacky glue, it is extremely thick and a little harder to mix, but it is coming along. And I'm just gonna fast forward this because I know you don't want to sit here and watch me do this. Okay, so there it is. It is all stirred up. And you can see how thick it is, how it's sitting against the jar. And this particular purple pigment doesn't completely dissolve like the green or the blue or the pink, but I'm not really concerned about that because it doesn't turn the skin colors. Okay, now we can see that the green one is almost dry, so I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this purple one to the next finger. And again, this one is thick, so I mean, as far as the color showing up, there is really not a problem with that. Oh, sorry. But again, this does dry a whole lot faster than the actual Elmer's glue. So it's just all a matter of how patient you are. I'm just gonna set that in that water. Okay, so there it is. Now this one here is just about dry. I just want to peel it off so that you can see that it doesn't turn your skin colors. And I'm so sorry for this video being 20 minutes long. So I'm just picking it, as you can see. Zoom in so that you can really see. Nope, that's not gonna work. It's blurry. Can we focus? The camera's not focusing. Okay, there it is. So, okay, there's still some on the nail, but you can see that just wipes right off. And you can see it does not stain the skin. And it works just the same as liquid latex. Just at a cheaper price. Look at that. Right off. Right off. So this here, it isn't as dry, but I just want to show you that it's the same thing. This one is just the one that has the water in it. So again, once you add water, it takes a little bit longer for it to dry, but it doesn't stain the skin at all. So there's still just a little bit on there because it's still wet, but you can see that it doesn't stain the skin at all. So this one, you can see it's drying already. Once my camera decides to focus, it's drying already. You can see it's turning a darker purple. So I mean, this compared to buying the liquid latex, which is a huge jar of one color, or even the huge jar of clear or white, and then changing the color yourself, it's just, I figure it's it's cheaper for you to go to the Dollar Tree, buy you a 4-pack of these for $1, and then a 6-pack of jars for $1, and already use the pigments that you have for your colored acrylics if you have them. Even if you don't have them, you can easily go right there in Dollar Tree in the beauty section where they sell the nail polish and stuff, and buy eyeshadow and do the same thing, because eyeshadow is made for your skin, so it's not gonna, you know, stain your skin, so to speak. And use that to color the glue. It's the same process. Okay, so that is my DIY or tutorial for this Friday. Stay tuned for more videos, more tutorials, more hauls, just more of everything. I really hope this helped those of you who were looking to purchase the liquid latex and just were in a bind for paying for it and how much it actually cost. Here is a cheaper way, more affordable way, more convenient way of actually doing it and making it the color that you want. Of course, I get bored, so of course I had to make several different colors, because maybe I'll feel like looking at blue one day, and then maybe green, maybe purple, maybe pink. I'm weird, so of course that's what I do. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Give me a thumbs up. Come back to see me soon. Bye, guys. Hey guys, okay, so I just wanted to come back and show you that the tacky glue is almost completely dry. I just wanted to show you that it didn't stain the skin either, so I'm just going to peel it off. Let me zoom in just a little bit so you can see. So I'm just going to peel it off, and there you go, off. It's still a little wet, but again, it didn't stain the skin at all, and it peels off really, really easy. Okay? See? There you go, and wipes off. Alright, bye guys.